Hello, welcome to RES INDICA IAS Academy, India's first design-based learning portal for the civil services aspirant. Desh Badla, Padhai Badla. In this edition, we are going to discuss the newspaper analysis of 9th of June 2023. And I have brought for you some important news articles which were present in the Hindu and Indian Express. I have also added the newspaper article for your perusal. So you can have a look at them and can gain the insights into the mind maps which we have made for you. You can download this particular PDF from our website. Now, coming back to the news at hand. First of all, we are going to discuss about some world news. Now, first, US-China talk. Why in news? The issue is the US-China tensions have been high since the time of COVID-19 outbreak because China, it is said, was the reason COVID-19 came into prominence. The Wuhan lab theory has been doing rounds for quite some time now. Now, why this particular tension? Due to proactive US positioning on Taiwan. We also very well know that last year, the House of Representatives Speaker, she visited Taiwan. Got the point? One more reason is China's suspicion that quadrilateral security dialogue contains Indo-Pacific. You all must be knowing about the Quad. Quad consists of India, USA, Japan, and Australia. And they have come together for bringing a sustainable Indo-Pacific region. Got the point? Now, what is the present news? US appear to be inching towards a detente with China, which means that it is trying to bridge some distances which it had earlier developed with China. Secretary of the State Antony Blinken may be finally welcomed in Beijing. And this can be followed by Biden and Xi summit, the Xi Jinping summit, who is the president of China, a step towards finding a modus vivendi, which is a mode of living, if not rapprochement between the two superpowers. Economic engagement forms a substantial part of US-China relationship because China has got a sustainable position in the global supply chain. Therefore, though it may not have good diplomatic relations with nations, but on the economic front, it maintains to do so. You can look at the bilateral trade deal between the two countries, which was approximately $700 billion in 2022. Now, what is India's view? India needs a counterbalancing strategy vis-a-vis China, and it involves working with USA and other with shared concerns about India, which mainly comes in the concept of Quad, or if you can say supply chain resilience initiative and many more such initiatives. The next news is US-UK forged Atlantic Declaration to boost ties. What is this? As per the agreement, new challenges are coming in to face the international stability. This particular alliance also aims to boost industry ties on defense and renewable energy. An example has been given on the area where they are trying. For example, disruptive technology, non-state actor, transnational challenges like the climatic change. So this was in a nutshell on the world news. Coming back to the second news, which is monsoon. Now, we all very well know that on 1st of June, the Arabian Sea branch, it enters the India and it leads to arrival of monsoons in India. Okay, got the point? Now see, why this is in news? Because southwest monsoon set in over the Kerala coast. Let me give an example. Say, for example, if this is the Indian map, then the Arabian Sea branches, it comes into India and leads to rainfall in the Kerala region. Got the point? And this has been said by the Indian Meteorological Department. Now, what basically is monsoon onset? Onset is a technical expression which means defined and measurable parameters for rainfall, wind field, and heat. Basically, this is the beginning of the 4 month from June to September when the southwest monsoon season comes into India. And this is the major portion when the India gets rainfall. And so much so that India gets approximately 75% of its annual rainfall in this particular 4 month period. Now, why there is a delay in the onset? First of all, cyclone formations. This is one reason. Cyclone formation in the pre-monsoon cyclone season influence of the warmer Arctic Ocean on the winds over the Arabian Sea. When the warmer Arctic Ocean influences the winds over the Arabian Sea, this many a time leads to pre-cyclonic condition. Some cyclone names are, for example, Mabar, Uchol, and Biprajol. Late monsoon outset does not indicate a monsoon deficit, as El Nino is predicted this year. So if the monsoon is late, you cannot say that it will rain less this year, because it is said that El Nino is predicted this year. Now, you as a student, what you should do is that you should go and search about the El Nino, La Nina, Indian Ocean Dipole, and their impact on the Indian monsoon in particular and Indian economy in general. Got the point? Coming to the next news. Let us see some RBI news, some RBI updates. First is the inflation update. Headline inflation. Headline inflation means the total inflation in the economy. And when the headline inflation is subtracted by the inflation in fuel and food, we get something which is known as core inflation. So headline inflation is still above the target as per the latest data, and it expected to remain so according to the projection in 23-24. Now, what is this particular expected rate? This is 4 plus minus 2% as given by the RBI in terms of CPI. Got the point? The monetary policy tightening means the RBI is going for a tight money policy where it is trying to decrease the money supply, because decreasing money supply leads to decreasing inflation. Got the point? And supply side measures, they have contributed to the fall in inflation. And easing was observed across food, fuel, and core CPI, excluding food and fuel categories. Why? Because maximum volatility in India is seen in the prices of food and fuel. Fuel, because India is not a producer of fuel, it imports it and therefore is susceptible to the whims and fancies of other countries. And food, why? Because Indian agriculture still is 50 to 60% dependent on the monsoon rainfall and not irrigation. Got the point? Now, RBI hits pause second time in a row. Repo rate remains 6.5%. So RBI was on a spree of increasing the repo rate, but now it has halted its stance. It is giving relief to home, vehicle, and other retail borrowers for an increase in the EMIs. Decision was taken unanimously by the 6 Monetary Policy Commission members as inflation continues to remain over the 4% target. Here again, you should go and search about the Monetary Policy Committee, its composition, voting powers, how many times it can meet in a year, so on and so forth. And uncertainty again remains over how the monsoon will play out. Its temporal means time-wise variation, spatial means space-wise, area-wise deviations. Some more RBI forecast. First of all, 23-24 RBI has maintained the growth forecast to 6.5%. And the growth for 22-23 was revised by the NSO office from the recent 7% to 7.2%. Some more data on fiscal kind of condition. They expect the growth to slow to 6% as the global economic activity has decelerated in the second half of 2023. Expect investment momentum to continue and the private consumption to be slower compared to last year. Got the point? Now, the last news for today is, okay, so this is all we have. Thank you very much. We will meet another day with one more session. Thank you very much.